this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
They basically said that we have one and there's somebody missing. Well, they didn't know there was somebody missing until this leaker gave the information. So whoever it was, we think we'll be able to find it out because we're going to go to the media company that released it and we're going to say, national security, give it up or go to jail.
You're listening to the 47 Morning Update with Ben Ferguson.
Good Tuesday morning. Nice to have you with us on the 47 Morning Update. And we've got two very big stories for you this morning. First up, President Trump had a White House press conference talking about Iran and multiple other issues, including hearing from the Secretary of War. We're going to break that down for you as well. And then there's a second story, which is getting a lot of attention. The president saying we're going to find out who leaked the story about the second down U.S. pilot in Iran. The president was very upset about it and referred to the person that leaked it as a, quote, sick person. We'll have that for you as well. It's the 47 Morning Update, and it starts right now.
Story number one.
At the White House, President Trump delivered one of the most intense and consequential briefings of the ongoing conflict with Iran, making it clear that the next 24 to 48 hours could define everything. The president opened by highlighting what he called a historic and highly complex military success, the daring rescue of two downed American airmen deep inside Iranian territory.
Thursday night, an American F-15 fighter jet went down deep inside enemy territory in Iran while participating in Operation Epic Fury, where we're doing unbelievably well at a level that nobody's ever seen before. The entire country could be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night. Both members of the crew ejected from the aircraft and landed alive. On Iranian soil, I immediately was asked to make a decision. I ordered the U.S. Armed Forces to do whatever was necessary to bring our brave warriors back home. A risky decision because we could have ended up with 100 dead as opposed to 1 or 2. It's a hard decision to make. But in the United States military, we leave no American behind. We don't do it. Within hours, our armed forces deployed 21 military aircraft into hostile airspace, many flying at very low altitude, being shot by bullets. You bring rifles into play when you're going that low, but there are also certain advantages. And in broad daylight over Iran for 7 hours, at times facing very, very heavy enemy fire. We have a helicopter that's got a lot of bullets in it. It's amazing. We just realized how good those weapons are. Our machines are. Nobody has the equipment that we have, and nobody has the military that we have. Not even close. We're the most powerful military anywhere in the world by far. The flight crews and warfighters aboard those aircraft took extraordinary risks to rescue their fellow service members. This first wave of search and rescue forces successfully located the pilot of the F-15, and he was extracted from enemy territory by an HH-60 Jolly Green II helicopter. Fabulous machine as our warriors faced gunfire at very close range. It's amazing that when you look at the machinery, what happened, that nobody was even injured. Meanwhile, the second crew member, a weapons system officer, highly respected colonel, had landed a significant distance away from the pilot. When you're going at those speeds, even if you go out 2 or 3 seconds later, it's miles and miles away because you're going fast. He was injured quite badly and stranded in an area teeming with terrorists from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps rough group, as well as besieged militia and local authorities. Many, on top of everything else, they told the communities actually within inside of Iran, the people of Iran, they were given a tremendous incentive to find this pilot.
The president praising the U.S. forces for executing a mission that involved elite special forces operation units, dozens of aircraft, and intelligence deception tactics by the CIA, all while engaging enemy forces and bringing both American pilots home safely. The president made it clear America will always bring its people home, no matter the risk. The president also wanted to make it very clear that he was saying thank you to our U.S. armed forces that were involved, and also saying thank you to God for protecting them while they were doing this mission.
I want to thank every member of the U.S. Armed Forces involved in these historic operations. They really were historic. It's just not something that's done. And you'd understand it. Not that they don't want to do it, but when you're going into areas, when you look at these helicopters, when you look at the amount of bullets and everything else that they took, when you go into these areas, you don't come out like we came out. God was watching us. I tell you, well, it was the Easter, we were in the Easter territory, I guess, but God was watching us. Amazing.
Now, the president quickly turned to the warning with Iran. President Trump issuing now a direct and unmistakable warning to the country, saying the regime is now facing a very short deadline to comply with U.S. demands, including halting its nuclear ambitions and reopening the critical global shipping routes like the Strait of Hormuz. Trump warned that if Iran refuses, the United States is prepared to launch massive, overwhelming strikes, hit key infrastructure, including energy and transportation systems, could be targeted as well. And in his words, Iran could be taken out in one night if necessary. At the same time, Trump emphasized he does not want war, but made clear that America is fully prepared if Iran forces the issue. The president also claimed intelligence suggests growing internal pressure inside of Iran, arguing that many civilians want change and are watching closely what happens next. Which brings us to the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, at the White House, saying this about what Iran has to decide very quickly.
President Trump understands that peace through strength is not a slogan. It is a doctrine that saves American lives. His unwavering commitment to rebuilding our military and restoring the warrior spirit has paid dividends in missions just like this one. Under his command, America projects power with confidence and brings our people home with victory. And that continues today, by the way. Per the president's direction, today will be the largest volume of strikes since day one of this operation. Tomorrow, even more than today. And then Iran has a choice. Choose wisely, because this president does not play around. You can ask Soleimani, you can ask Maduro, you can ask Khomeini. To those heroes who planned and executed these rescues, your nation stands in awe. I stand in awe. The chairman stands in awe. We all stand in awe of your professionalism and bravery. We serve for you. You embody the very best of America. To the rescued airmen and their families, welcome home. Your courage and endurance, the quiet declaration of faith amid the storm, inspires us all. God is good every day.
The president also ended by saying that, yes, Iran is an active participant in ceasefire negotiations.
Mr. President, last week you suggested that Europe should take the lead on reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Has circumstances changed now that you're issuing a direct 48-hour ultimatum? And secondly, would a new ceasefire include Israel, or would it just be between Iran and the US?
I can't talk about ceasefire, but I can tell you that we have a active, willing participant on the other side. They would like to be able to make a deal. I can't say any more than that, but they'd like to do it.
One thing is for sure, the president has set a deadline and he's not flinching. And now the big question is, what will Iran do next? We'll have it all for you, that I can promise you.
Now story number 2.
There was a part of the White House press conference with Donald Trump that should stop every American in your tracks. And frankly, it should really make you angry. President Donald Trump shocked the world when revealing that while the world was watching the rescue of one downed American pilot inside Iran, there was actually a second pilot still on the ground, alive, hiding, and waiting to be brought home. And here's the key. The United States had kept that information secret on purpose. Why? Because every second mattered. Because the pilot's survival depended on Iran not knowing that he was even there. But then someone leaked it. According to President Trump, a media report exposed the existence of that second pilot while the rescue mission was still unfolding. And just like that, the entire situation changed. Suddenly, Iran knew. Suddenly, people on the ground in Iran knew. And according to Trump, there were even reports of rewards being offered to find and capture that American pilot. Now think about that. An American literally behind enemy lines trying to survive. And a leak back home in America may have just told the enemy exactly what to look for. The president did not hold back. He called the person responsible for the leak sick. And he made it clear this wasn't just irresponsible. He also believes that it was dangerous and says that there should be consequences. Here's the president in his own words.
But these two extraordinary rescues, because it was two, and as you probably know, we didn't talk about the first one for an hour. Then somebody leaked something, which we'll hopefully find that leaker. We're looking very hard to find that leaker. And talked about there's somebody missing. They basically said that we have one and there's somebody missing. Well, they didn't know there was somebody missing until this leaker gave the information. So whoever it was, we think we'll be able to find it out because we're going to go to the media company that released it and we're going to say, national security, give it up or go to jail. And we know who, and you know who we're talking about, because some things you can't do. Because when they did that, all of a sudden, the entire country of Iran knew that there was a pilot that was somewhere on their land that was fighting for his life. And it also made it much more difficult for the pilots and for the people going in to search for him. All of a sudden, they know that there's somebody out there. They see all these planes coming in. It became a much more difficult operation because a leaker leaked that we have one, we've rescued one, but there's another one out there that we're trying to get. So actually, the country, Iran, put out a major notice, you all saw it, offering a very big award for anybody that captures the pilot. So in addition to a hostile, very talented, very good, very evil military, we had millions of people trying to get an award. So when you add that to it, but we have to find that leaker because that's a sick person. Probably didn't realize the extent of how bad it was. I can't imagine that the person did, but we're going to find out. It's national security, and the person that did the story will go to jail if he doesn't say, and that doesn't last long, and I think everybody would understand it. They put this mission at great risk. They put that man at great risk, and they put the hundreds of people that went in looking for him, because everyone now knows that we're going in.
The president saying exactly what needed to be said. There will be consequences. The administration launching this full investigation to find out exactly who leaked that information. And he went even further, warning the media outlet involved could be forced to reveal its source or face legal consequences. Now, if you just step back and look at the bigger picture, this wasn't politics. This wasn't spin. This was a real-time military operation with American lives on the line. Those that were trying to rescue the individual and the individual on the ground behind enemy lines. According to the president, the ad operation was made more dangerous because someone decided to leak classified information in the middle of it. And in the end, both pilots were brought home safely. And that's the part we should all be grateful for. But the question now is simple. Who leaked it? And why would anyone take that kind of risk with an American life? Because as we learned today, the battlefield isn't just overseas. Sometimes the danger comes from inside our own country.
Thank you for listening to the 47 Morning Update with Ben Ferguson. Please make sure you hit subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast right now. And for more in-depth news, also subscribe to the Ben Ferguson podcast, and we will see you back here tomorrow.